Mission Audio presents Reconstructing the Gospel, Finding Freedom from Slaveholder Religion by Jonathan Wilson-Hartgrove. Narrated by Lloyd James. Forward. The Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. So-called white evangelicals, who say so much about what God says so little, and so little about what God says so much, have dominated public discourse about religion in America for my entire adult life. They have insisted that faith is not political, except when it comes to prayer in school, abortion, homosexuality, and property rights. They have overlooked the more than 2,500 verses in Scripture that have to do with love, justice, and care for the poor, and they have tried to make Jesus an honorary member of the NRA. What these so-called evangelicals have done is nothing short of theological malpractice. With pornographic sums of money from corporate backers, they have hijacked the gospel and used it to justify what the Bible calls sin. I'm not surprised when I meet people who tell me they're agnostic. When I was a guest on the talk show of one of America's most famous atheists, I told Bill Maher that if you're talking about a God who hates the poor, immigrants, and homosexuals, I'm an atheist too. I don't know that God, and I definitely don't believe in him. But I am an evangelical because, as my grandma used to say, I know Jesus for myself. Between my mother and father's family histories, I count more than 800 years of preaching Jesus in my lineage. In his first sermon, not his second or third, but his very first sermon, Jesus said, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." Luke chapter 4, verse 18. This is normative preaching in the Christian tradition. The good news Jesus proclaims is evangelion in the Greek, the root of our word evangelical. And it is, from the very beginning of his ministry, good news to the poor. I don't know a gospel that doesn't challenge the injustice of poverty. Biblically speaking, to be evangelical is to be concerned about the poor. The Greek word Jesus uses in Luke's gospel, tokas, refers to those who have been made poor by unjust systems. To be an evangelical is to be committed to challenging injustice and economic.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?